Hey guys, so what I really want to talk about today is if you really just want to be someone who gets it done, achieves what they want to achieve, like jams packs things in a day, like you see those people out there and you say, how do they do it? How do they take 20 meetings all day, work 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., somehow run a marathon on the weekends, take care of their kids, wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym? You see those high performers out there. You see those people who somehow have a great social life, somehow have an amazing partner. They also take care of their family. They make a bunch of money. They work out really hard. They're fit. They're in shape. And you like don't know how do they have all this energy to start fitting it into their daily habits and become this person. And all these days stack up over time and you see them have success. Well, the obvious answer is that the one trait with all these folks is that they demand energy from their body, or actually their body demands energy from themselves. When these people are crazy. When they want to go rest in the weekends, what do? They probably just keep working on their craft. They do some crazy outdoor activity. They've trained their nervous system to put themselves to high stress tolerant situations. The fact that their body is never in a resting state. That can be, a pro and a con. You see people who are workaholics, people who can't, get out of their job, or they can't stop working out, bodybuilders who go on steroids and die, or people who work themselves to death and lose their families. You don't want to be that person, but you want it to be someone who can, throughout all the categories of their life, really max out on day to day activities. You know, there's people who can wake up, do a hard workout, take an ice bath, bring their kids to school, work all damn day long, have the energy to come home, cook dinner for their family, have family time, go do their side hustle at night, go to bed feeling restful, and do it all again. Yes, there's support systems in place, but doing that on one day, that takes like, there's some caffeine and some heart. But doing that over decades, year after year, and becoming this unstoppable person who's just full of energy and seems to fit it in and says yes to everything, you really at this point have become someone who's trained your nervous system to have a high tolerance for stress and have to keep putting output into the world. You just have to keep doing more. Your body demands it of yourself. How do you become this type of person? It's a great question. There's probably no single right answer for someone. I can give you some hints though. You're definitely going to be someone who puts a lot of stress in the nervous system through physical activity, whether that's running, swimming, lifting heavy weights. Someone who actually works out a bunch, you'll notice, has way more energy than someone who sits around and is lazy all the time. Our bodies are really trained to keep working and go to work. Someone who's definitely going to put in daily habits that actually reflects their energy system itself. Someone who's going to eat right, try and have a good idea. Honestly, I'll take that back. You don't even have to eat right. You see people who eat junk food like Warren Buffett, even Donald Trump, our president, will eat McDonald's, drink Diet Coke. These people are nonstop, can sleep 4 or 5 hours. You don't really know what it is that makes them tick. It's just the fact that they've been going nonstop for year over year that they literally can't keep going. Um, Myself, I hope I kind of fall into this category. Some people think it's nice in the weekend to go rest and watch TV and eat some popcorn, watch a movie, whatever it is. Some people like myself just want to go hike a freaking mountain and walk 10, 20 miles, go for a long ass run. Like, what is that inside you? I'm not sure, but it's someone who's just like feeling so much energy they have to let this go, and they're not working hard. They're not putting themselves at risk of being away from their friends or family, from that kind of environment. They just literally are someone who wants to go, 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 go. Um, can it be a bad thing too? Yes. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be someone who is addicted to motion and activity and doing things in life than someone who isn't achieving their goals. You're going to have to fit it all in. If you want to be that person who is really killing it in all focuses of life, I said at the beginning of the video, your relationship spiritually, with the universe, your relationship with your partner, your relationships with your family after your partner, your relationships with your kids that you one day have, your friends, your actual job, you love your career, you're actually in shape, you actually can go out and talk to people, and you have emotional intelligence. All these things require a lot of effort. And I don't think anyone wants to be an expertise in one domain, even though they say like a jack of all trades is actually like a jack of nothing or knows nothing. You want to build all these things around your life and be someone who can be divergent and max out on multiple things. The funniest thing is that you'll see people who can literally drink all the beers at the bar. Someone that guy like, oh my God, that guy had 15 beers. That'll be the guy who somehow wakes up and wants to go work out the next day. Or some guy who like eats a bunch of food or does some crazy challenge or runs like 20 miles. That's also coincidentally the guy who just crushed his sales quota last week and got promoted. There's common tendencies throughout people's life and they're just nonstop. They're going to send it and do it no matter what because their body literally demands it. You have to train yourself over time. Working out once a week is not going to do it. Working out 5, 6 times a week is really going to do it. Your body's going to be like, after a while, your body's going to say, hey, where's the workout? If you work really hard at your job and train your mind to want to work, after a few months, you don't have any work to do. You're going to say, hey, I want to go work more. You see a founder sell his company for $1 billion. What are they doing 3 months later? They're starting a new one. They have all the money in the world, all the resources. They have to keep going. It's part of the game. And that's what got them there in the first place. And the people who think these people are crazy, hate on them, negativity, narcissistic, none of these things can actually be true. They're just someone who wants to work hard and achieve their goals, and they demand energy of themselves. And you kind of have to, take those people's word for it. Maybe they do have a point. Maybe you are a narcissist, and there's some things you could really work on. Don't just have some god complex out there. Be self-aware. But most of the time, after you practice that self-awareness, you realize, no, those people just don't ask the same amount of themselves that I ask for myself. The people who can't stop and demand energy from themselves, they have very high expectations for themselves. You shouldn't be hard on yourself. You shouldn't, think less of yourself and you need to prove something. But at the end of the day, you just know that there's a better version of you that you could be. I personally like to always conceptualize that there's a version of myself, Nick Handy, who's crushing it in life. They just closed that deal. They got the promotion. They started that business. They ran the marathon. They climbed the mountain. They got the girl. They got their family to love them, the friends to love them. They make everybody laugh at dinner. They traveled across the world. There's some version of me out there. There's some version of you out there who's accomplishing all those things nonstop because it is possible. It is true. You can do it, but you have to beat that person. It's like a never ending race to get that person that you want to be and know you can be. And all these crazy people who go nonstop, they know that that person's out there. There's a version that they can be. They have a higher expectation for themselves. Their body demands it from them, and they go out and try and get it. So I'm pretty fired up today because I had one of those days that I've been trying to stack up those days and weeks. How can I go out and network as much in New York City right now? How can I set as many meetings at work? How can I make more money? How can I work on my side business? How can I love my partner? How can I love my friends and family and stay socially connected? It's not going to be a lot of sitting on the couch or scrolling TikTok. It's going to be actively out there, pushing yourself to the limits, feeling fatigued at times. But over time, your body demands it from yourself, and the energy does not stop. The quote of the year is that objects in motion stay in motion by Isaac Newton. That's the best quote you can tell yourself. If you keep staying in motion, I guarantee you're going to keep rolling and getting things done. But the second you kind of slow down and stop and say, this is too much, or I don't know if I can do it, that's right when things slow down. And you're going to increase your rate for luck or some great success happening 10 times more by being someone that demands energy from themselves. Thank you guys. I really hope this helped you out a lot. Like, comment, subscribe. Going to try and keep doing more of these motivational videos. Crush the rest of your week. Cheers.